Hi guys, good the second time. This is Jessica Johnston. I might not have a voice after this call tonight because I've now been on calls for the last hour and a half almost. And I want to thank you for your patience. It's only proper. I have good manners. I live in the South. It's only proper to apologize. We had two different Zoom phone lines that went out tonight, and I've done this call for the last 8 minutes on another Zoom line. So I'm just going to start over, and I'm just going to try to shorten the message that I was trying to make there. But I appreciate your patience, and I do have other people from the other line that are starting to join this one. So hopefully we'll collect all those people. Thank you so much. That stuff happens. My name is Jessica Johnston, like I said, and we are here tonight to celebrate Isagenix. We're here to celebrate the fact that somebody invited you to learn what we were all about here. And I know for certain whoever invited you has just been really excited about it, or has been maybe nipping at you to say, you've got to listen to this call. You have to listen to this call. So if you're here for the first time, I applaud you for saying yes and taking time out of your life today, your family, taking time away from what you were trying to get done tonight to listen to what we have here. So hopefully in the next 20 minutes or so, we can just give you a really high level of why we love Isagenix. And for the sake of this call, I do like to talk about my experience a little bit, which started with our product line. And ultimately, we're going to mostly tonight talk about what has happened in our lives financially with this company. And so if I can just walk you through that story, I do like to share that story, but I tend to always bring a guest with me, somebody who maybe comes from a different background, maybe who's newer to the company, maybe has a little bit of a different vision or experience to bring to this. And I like to just give you some different perspective on what we have, because we have a group of very diverse people. They come from everywhere. And at the end of the day, we will tell you, and you will soon discover that everybody needs Isagenix in some capacity. So that's why we're here. And I can never stop talking about it. And I'm coming off a call with a lot of energy tonight. I'm so proud of some new people that had just joined our team. They're getting their product experience, but they also have incredible vision for what this can do financially for them, and they're committed. And so when I get to meet a handful of new people that just say they found their home, they'll never leave this, and they're excited to start this new journey, this new life, we just get to embrace all of you. We get to embrace you, and we get to, be a family that's not going to let you fail. So Isagenix is a company where you can only fail at this if you stop doing it. This is an opportunity that is stress-free, that allows for abundant lifestyle, if that's what you choose, and whatever capacity that is, whatever abundance is to you. So maybe you're listening tonight because you need a health transformation. You can have an abundant health transformation with this product line. The only way you don't is if you don't use it or if you quit. You can have an abundant financial story if you don't quit. And so if I walk you through my story a little bit and then bring on my guest who can validate his vision and why he chose this, I think this is going to be great use of your time. But for me, I started in product. I had health challenges for 15 years. And had tried a lot of things. I'd seen a lot of doctors. I had some very serious surgeries, probably just behind heart surgery and brain surgery, probably the next most massive surgery, to just try to help my body get to a better state. And over 10 years of treatments, I looked at all kinds of food sources because I knew that I didn't want to be in a doctor's office the rest of my life at the age of 24, 25. And I was one of the few patients that ever challenged the doctor and said, there has to be a better way to feel good. There has to be a better way. And sure enough, it took 10 years to find this company and this product. I tried so many things. If I didn't get an instant result, I didn't stay. If it took a while to get a result, but it was only mediocre, I didn't stay. I wanted something that worked quickly and was a permanent change. And believe it or not, I said no to this company for 18 months because it sounded too good to be true. It sounded like the exact thing I had always looked for, a company that was stable, a company that was debt-free, a company that had 10 years of testimonials, a company whose product consistently said it worked over and over again, a company who didn't have as much hype as they did true story and true testimonial. And so I thought, it can't be real. This can't be it. I'm a professional health survivor. This can't be it. And sure enough, I quietly didn't tell my family, didn't tell the people in my profession. I had left the investment bank for a huge broker dealer because I was very sick after 6 years. I started to become an entrepreneur, and I opened some fitness centers. I knew just about everything I needed to about protein. I knew everything that could possibly be good and bad with our clientele in these upscale fitness centers. And so there were a lot of things that had to line up for me. It had to accommodate my health challenge. It had to accommodate my fitness professionals that I worked with. It had to accommodate the corporate executives that my husband worked with. It had to accommodate the professional athletes that were in our fitness centers. And so, guys, it's hard to find all of those things coming together with one company. And so I reluctantly said, yes, I have to try this, but don't talk to me about the income, because I'm running 3 businesses. I have 3 children. Their ages 2, 4, and 6. When I started Isagenix, 2, 4, and 6. I was busy. Nobody has a busy excuse. Everybody's busy. I was really busy when I said yes to this. The product worked. It was beyond my expectation. Whether I wanted to or not, people in our fitness facility started to ask, why do you look different? Why do you sound different? Why is your brother, who's training us for 7 years, why is he in a good mood? All of a sudden, he's in a good mood. He looks great. He's getting stronger. He's chipper. He's happy. People started to notice our changes. The skin, of course, the body emulsification. We had body fat released from our systems as a result of using the system. And so whether we liked it or not, our physical transformation, for me, it was health that was noticeable on the outside. It was for my inside. It became noticeable on the outside. Those physical transformations started to engage people who wanted a healthier lifestyle. And just my story. But I started to share this with people who suffered from the same health conditions that I had, because I knew a lot about that, and I knew that they were looking for a solution, and I knew that they didn't have one. And so I was driven to share this. Now, I said, don't talk to me about the income opportunity. I have too much going on in my life. I'm not in this for the business, but there's a few people I have to share this with that are very ill. And I want to try to help them with some good nutrition. And while Isagenix does not cure, treat, heal, diagnose anything, I will tell you, when you give the body incredible nutrition, it can do the miraculous things that it was created to do on its own. And I experienced that, I witnessed it, and then I helped other people do it. And in a matter of 1.5 years, they tell me I broke all kinds of records sharing with people. It was out of pure passion. It was product driven. I made money. And that was such a blessing. That was such an incredible gift. I didn't really know the first 4 or 5 months how I was making it. I just knew that I loved sharing, and that every Monday the company was paying me to talk about this with people. And I started to get more serious. And I thought, as an entrepreneur and business owner, this is becoming abundant in how they are paying me. And the money started to get very exciting, because I had a best friend that said, Jessica, I don't care about this product, but I need the money. And my friend Robin said, I need a job. Can I do this with you? I said, yes. And please teach me the compensation plan, because I have no idea what I'm doing. And so a dear friend came in. She had an income purpose. she taught me the compensation plan. And I thought, this is incredible. And here we are. Let's fast forward. I do want to go to my guest, but I like the fast forward part because it's really that hard to imagine, too good to be true story. But I tell you very sincerely and with tremendous gratitude that our family has earned $6 million with Isagenix in 5.5 years. Our first million took about less than 3 years. You know, I think it's because I never stopped being sincere about wanting to help people choose a better life. And while my initial feel is to say to you, this will change your health, this will improve your health, I'll tell you the truth is, now I know this can change someone's monetary blueprint forever. It can change it quickly in the first day through every day that you want to earn income. And because of the brilliant leadership in our company, because of the fact that they can pay us well, because we have a compensation plan that does not compare to anything else you've ever seen, they can pay us as well as they do. And so we're fortunate enough to be in a company that has unlimited income. They give us multiple positions. If you're in the industry and you understand what I'm talking about, you know, there's no caps, there's no limits, there's no levels. You know, if you're in the industry and to learn that more than 85% of Isagenix is consumers only. That says something about our product line, first of all. But the fact that 85% of what's coming into the company is purely revenue. They're only paying out in referrals 15% of us. And 7% of those are really aggressively building 6- and 7-figure incomes. A 6-figure income in Isagenix is realistic. It's realistic. And if you're here tonight, you're going to start to see why it's realistic. And so much of that comes from everything I mentioned, but it's also this team. It's the fact that you're saying yes to a team that is going to support you, that can coach you, can teach you, trains you on a daily basis, actually returns your phone calls, returns your text messages. They really do care about you and they want you to be successful. And so when you say yes to this company, you say yes to this product, and you say yes to this team, we're going to put you in the environment that doesn't let you fail. And so don't let that be intimidating. Let that be exciting. We're going to move at your pace. We're going to run with you if you want to run. We're going to walk with you if you want to walk. We're going to meet you where you are, but we're always going to show you what's possible. And so I want to come to my guest. I could talk all night about this. It's changed our lives. Oh my gosh, it's because of great people. I see so many of you on this phone that have contributed in this team to changing our blueprint, to changing like the secondary family that I have here. And people like Kiser, who unusually, this is unusual, he reached out within 2 days. We were sitting at a coffee shop that we both drove an hour and a half to get to meet one another. And within 2.5 hours, he said yes. He's one of our best and strongest leaders on the team. He's had a very successful business from day one. But I want you guys to hear from a man who had dabbled in the industry. He knew enough about it to know what he was looking for, but what he saw and why he said yes so quickly. Link, welcome to the call.
Thank you, Jessica, for having me as your guest tonight.
Link, I remember sitting together for the first time, and it was our first meeting. And I met with you because you said something right away that caught my attention. And you said, how do I get in on the fun of Isagenix? And I said, that is somebody I want to talk to. He asked me about fun, right? And I was so excited, not to mention he was well kept. He was, all I had to do was click on his LinkedIn page. I saw that he was a professional model. He's an actor. He's had a lot of success in that career. And I thought, wow, he probably knows a lot of people. He's probably been global in his business. It was a picture of health. It lined up perfectly. And so we met mutually in this space. But Link, when we met, the more we talked, the more excited you were getting. And so help me understand, you know, first of all, why Isagenix, and why ultimately did you say yes?
Yeah. What I was looking over LinkedIn one day, and I ran across Isagenix, and so the name itself is catchy. So I looked a little deeper into it, and I realized it was a nutrition company. I realized that you know, it had already some of the foundation pieces that I already knew about, which was intermittent fasting, grass-fed, whey protein sourced from New Zealand, and you know, I had already a base knowledge of all these things, and I already had been in my journey sharing these things with people because for some reason it's just the way my life has been. As I've been on a personal growth journey and sharing that kind of stuff. Like as I go around the world, you know, in the modeling business, we would be in a van full of models and conversations would just be going all day long. And people just, I don't know, it was as if people wanted to share their personal stuff with me. It's like they were comfortable to share with me. And so then I would have something to offer, you know, in return. Hey, I just read this book, or try this or try that. So I already had this base knowledge of all this. And I thought to myself, wow, I can do this as a business. And at this time in my life, you know, I was going through a transition. So the timing was perfect. And so I really didn't start out from the product end of this. It was all business from the beginning. And when I reached out to you, I already knew this was something I wanted to do. But of course, I wanted to align myself with someone who I could be close enough to that, you know, I could get together on lunches and we could have eye-to-eye contact, and somebody who was also successful and going places. So it was just like instant for me.
I knew the team was really important to you, and I remember being impressed that you said, I want to join a really good team. So that let me know that you already had, you know, the vision of how important that was going to be. And obviously we've proven to you that you chose the right team here. And we're of course so lucky to have you. You got a product experience, but that was secondary for you. And now, of course, you said on a call earlier today, you'll never live without this product, even though that wasn't why you first joined us. You rank advanced in our company very quickly. So you started to become a leader very quickly. You took advantage of these titles that was going all the way right up to executive with our company. So at this point, Link was sharing aggressively, and we started to reach out to people who he felt like were highly networked, but also people that he thought would be a great member of this team. You know, somebody who would really fit well here, and somebody that, you know, I'd want to really invest my time into, and that Link really wanted to invest in his time into. And so now multiple times over, he's achieved the highest rank of the company and his executive status. Link, ultimately, what is it that you know what you can create with this? We put you out today as the future Isagenix millionaire because we know that you will be a millionaire in this company. But other than just millionaire status, because that's a given, like, where are you taking this? What do you see for yourself here?
Well, first of all, I live on the product 2/3 of my day every day. So I am real when I talk about the product. I do live on it 2/3 of my day. But this is a lifelong journey for me. There is no better place to be than with Isagenix, and that's because after doing the initial research, and then of course what I've learned since I've been with the company is that there is no other place to be. When I see people leave this company for another opportunity because they think they're going to be the first one in, that doesn't faze me whatsoever. I think that they're dumb, but maybe that's their journey. So I'm not going to call them dumb because I don't want to be judgmental. But that's my conversation in my head. Anyway, I wouldn't go anywhere. This is where I'm going to be for the rest of my life. And the reasons why is because they got the product right. They've got the compensation right. And, the team of people that I'm surrounded by are the people who I want to spend my time with, the people I want to be with. If you're the smartest person in the room, you need to find another room. I know we've heard that one before, right? So there's so many people, even on this call here, that I have so much to learn from. So, I mean, where else would you want to be? You could be stuck in a job somewhere. You could be beholden to somebody else holding a paycheck over your head. Or you could just go ahead and get on the path that's going to be the one that you walk, and just enjoy the ride.
Time freedom. I get excited when I think about time freedom. And I used to hear my sponsors, Herb and Patty Cepeda, talk about time freedom. And I do know that every time I tried to meet with them in the beginning, when I was learning this industry, they were either riding bikes, they were at the gym, they were in the hot tub, they were planning a cruise to go somewhere. And I thought, they live in a big house, so this is real. There's a mortgage payment attached to that, but they have so much fun. Like, they have so much fun. And so it was real for me right away, but I didn't know that I was in a space where I wanted to apply time to have what they had. And within just a matter of months, I remember going to one of my 3 businesses that we owned as a family. I remember going there and thinking, this is that moment that I don't have time freedom, that I had to leave my children with a babysitter so that I could go to that income opportunity. And it hit me so powerfully that I didn't have to do that anymore. And I loved what I did in all capacities. Every business I've opened, I've loved what I've done. I've always been in the service industry. I just love to help people. But it dawned on me in that moment that I didn't have to do that. And that was a day I decided to close one of the 3 companies. Within a few months, we closed the second of the 3 companies. And within a year and a half, we closed all 3 companies because we were having a more abundant life and we were having more time freedom with Isagenix and getting paid. People say you get paid while you sleep. I will make more than $3,000 tonight when I sleep. And this is, that I've spent about an hour and a half in Isagenix today. So this is all very real. Like, Link, what I have time for them now. I do. I have my children are now 8, 10, and 12. They love Isagenix as much as I do. They drink shakes every day. They've come in and out and listened to the call a few times tonight. I've also hollered at them to go back to bed a few times. But I've grown this around my family. My family is my life first, and I get to do this on the side when I love it, when I have time, and I can choose my schedule. I did a 5-hour chaperone job for my 12-year-old today in her middle school with 92 students at a baseball game, and it was awesome. It was awesome. But Link, I want to kind of close on this a little bit and see if you have any other questions for me. But what does time freedom look like for you? Because you're creating a residual income. You are in the trenches sharing with people every day, all day, because you love this. You're leading your team, several of them on this call. You're leading your team to do the same thing, to share, to help create their residual income. So your income is building beautifully. It's very solid. You've built a very strong center, which means you've got a lot of good people in your organization that have joined you. What does that time freedom look like for you as this residual builds?
Well, first of all, I'm surrounded by my friends. I have all my friends, almost all my friends in this business, and they did not say yes in the beginning. That's another conversation. But I had a decision to make. I was going through a transition in my life where I was moving away from running $1 million book of insurance business for a captive agent status insurance company to becoming an independent agent, which I was familiar with. I'd done that before. So in the middle of that transition right there, from being a 6-figure earner to creating everything from scratch again, I went through a divorce. And during that point, when I felt that sense of, okay, this is a new chapter, I could either go out and I could be an independent agent and I could rebuild a book of insurance, which this whole world is fluctuating right now. I mean, with the health insurance and everything, you don't know what the new year brings. Or I can go over here and have fun with this company called Isagenix and do the things I'm already doing, and I can build this, and no one can take this away from me. And so, see, my personality gravitates to no one can take this away from me if I'm going to pour my blood, sweat, and tears into something. And so that's why when I came in right away, it was, what's the first thing I've got to do? Become a consultant. What's next? You go, the manager, director, executive, on up. And never giving up on the friends that were saying no to me. Colin's my number one guy. He's an executive with my team. He was one of the first people we had a 3-way call with. You, Jessica, myself, and Colin. And he said no for 8 months. But and guess what? I went ahead and did it anyway because I was going to do it. I already made my mind. This is where I'm going to be. But then finally, after 8 months, I caught him at the right timing in his life. And he said yes, and he came in, and he exploded the business, and we went to the next level. So I have a motto that I use on a daily basis right now, and it's just next level, next level. We're going to the next level. When we get to that level, we're going to the next level. And that's the good thing about having your own business with Isagenix. We're doing $1 billion a year right now in annual sales, and we're getting ready to go to $2 billion as we continue to open up more and more countries. There's always going to be a next level. So it's up to me then how big I want to be, how fast I want to go. And I like those odds, because if it's not happening, it's because of me. And if it is happening, it's because of me and my team, right? And so I would just say to people, and this is one thing I have to add, Jessica, guess what? Everyone, AI is here. Artificial intelligence is here. It's on your cell phone. It's in factories. It's everywhere. You're going to start to see the fall off of jobs, because AI is going to be replacing human beings like crazy. Very smart man that Tony Robbins, one of our great coaches, teachers, leaders, Tony Robbins says, he interviewed Ray Dalio, and Ray said in the next 20 years, 40% of today's workforce is going to be out of a job. The first 5 million to go are going to be taxi cab drivers and truck drivers, where they're all going to become automated. That's 5 million right there. It's going to be like a domino when it happens. You know what? It's going to be, people are going to be scrambling at that point. It's going to be too late. We've got to reach out to people right now and let them know that they could be building this on the side. This could be their hustle. This could be their side hustle. And guess what? Worst case scenario, if it doesn't work out for you, you're going to be healthier. You're going to be healthier. So it's a win-win. So when you talk to people, you got to talk to them like this. There's no way to lose. There's no way to lose. Health, financial health, physical health, freedom. And what's the worst thing that none of that happens except the physical health side of it? You're going to be healthier. So, Jessica, I just, we have to reach out. It's our job to awaken people. And so we've got to decide, what are we going to do with ourselves? Are we going to be beholden to somebody who holds a paycheck over our head and we could lose our job at any minute? Are we going to be slaves to that? Or are we going to take control of our life?
Like, so incredibly well said. I'm glad you added that at the end. And, it triggers what I love to talk about, which is timing. The time is now. And why do we say that? We say that because of where the company is, the stability of the company, where it's going. 85% or more of the people who come into Isagenix will be doing it later. And so people's timing is great right now, where they can take what's already built and proven over and over thousands of times, and that they can be on the side of this, that it hasn't even launched into the massive growth wave of momentum yet. And it reminds me of the U economy too, that a lot of people are choosing, they call it the U economy, like Uber drivers. They're going out and they're finding supplemental income. They're finding ways to get out of that 9 to 5, I guess traditional, maybe they don't want to be there. We have a lot of people who love their traditional job and they build this on the side, and who knows in 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years if they just don't want to do that anymore and they want to shift to this full time. I never imagined that we would ever close 3 businesses, because this paid us more than quadruple, and it was so much more fun. And it wasn't 9 to 5. When you own your own companies, it's more like 9 to 9. It's just all the time. But people are choosing supplemental income right now. The company, go back to the people that invited you guys, talk to them about the product if you need to. But hopefully tonight you'll see, a lot of professionals around the world, and we're small so far in the world. A lot of professionals around the world are choosing this. A lot of network marketing professionals who understand this industry are calling us now. They know that the timing is great. They know that the product is, this is 16 years that the product has been validated. We have already validated this compensation plan with 260 millionaires in Isagenix, 260 millionaires, and just the $1 billion that Link mentioned, expecting that to double in the next 36 months. So if you want to be involved in a company that's going from $1 billion annual for my business people to $2 billion into 3 billion in the next 2 and 3 years, this is the time to do it. This growth spurt's going to be beautiful. Worst case scenario, you get healthy, right? So I love this team. I love what you guys have done for me in my life. I'll always be so grateful. And you have nothing to lose, like Link said. There's nothing to lose here. I always recommend you guys begin on your value pack. It's the best value. You're going to get the best result, for yourself. If you are going all in for this business, you absolutely want to do an ultimate pack. You're going to get basically everything in the line, and you are going to be shocked to know that you're starting a business with food that you're going to consume, and it's so minimal. I told somebody on an earlier call, it took me 3 years to break even on the first fitness center that we opened, and I got to break even on Isagenix in the first day. So it was so nice to break even on this business. Naturally, I've never paid for this food. We've always been compensated above and beyond that, of course, and now I can afford it for other family members too who can't themselves. So it's just been a huge blessing. The sky is the limit. I think you set your vision where you want to do it, and then you work with your coach, you work with your sponsor to get where you want to go. State it, talk about it, and do it, because we do have the answer. We do have the solution. So I want to thank you guys for hanging in there tonight. Link Kiser, incredible guest. Thank you so much. And guys, give it a shot. There's nothing to lose except body fat. That's the only thing you have to lose. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, Tammy. Appreciate you guys. Herb and Patty, love you. Mwah. Take care, everybody.
So long. Thank you.
Great